it was great to see, and as everyone has said, I've seen a lot of people saying it on social media and things. That sort of stuff, you sort of want those lists to be released on the day.
Would be nice.
Even if it's at the end of the countdown.
Yeah, wait till it's all finished and then release it.
And then release those lists, because you've got all these people in your tap room ready to celebrate. Oh, fuck me.
Oh, thanks, got a headache.
Oh, dear. Mate, that normally helps. Gets the blood pumping. Oh, shit. How are you, mate?
I'm alright. How are you?
I'm good. Phil's away.
Phil is away.
And you're brewing?
Phil's Stern for holiday.
Yeah, he's over in Bali. Have you ever watched the movie Enemy of the State?
No.
Oh, then the reference won't matter. But at the end of the movie, there's a character in the movie called Brill, and he sends Will Smith a video of him on the beach, but it's not the entire of him, it's just his legs in the ocean. And it just reminds me of Phil, like in Bali. I'm just imagining Phil sending the same stuff over to us. Not that Phil's an enemy of the state, but, you know.
Hopefully Phil doesn't listen to this for
Hopefully,
another couple of weeks.
100%. Hopefully he's switched off everything.
I can guarantee you he will.
100%.
He's already been sending emails.
Yeah,
so.
I know, exactly. I've gotten a couple.
Just turn off your emails. You can leave Tinder on, that's fine.
Yep.
Just sit at the pool and drink, go to the beach.
This is a message.
Pretend you don't own a brewery.
Public service announcement just to Phil. Turn off your stuff.
I even managed to pay our employees today.
That's right,
so.
yeah. The money's in my bank, so it worked. You didn't stuff it up. Yeah, I
hope he's having a good time.
I hope he is, and I hope he's relaxing, and I hope he comes back super refreshed. It would be great. Great
well
to see.
overdue.
Mate, it's ABV. Actually, before we do that, I'll jump in and mention our sponsors as always. No, I can't forget that. Bintani, Craft Punks Canning, Convoy Kegs, Rattlings Labels and Stickers, and of course, Hiker Brewing Concern.
Pretty
that's
concerning.
Phil's bit, and you never do that. Phil does say that.
So Phil says Hiker Brewing Concern.
No, I say Hiker Brewing, and then he goes, concern. It is concerning.
Oh, I thought you said the concern, and then I said it's concerning.
It's not that big a deal.
Yeah, you said concern, and then I waited a second, and then I went, it's concerning.
Yeah, but that works.
I nailed it.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, guys, we're going to start again. So,
100%. So Phil's in button. Oh, dear. Mate, our Aussie Beer Voyage videos have restarted again. So the first week we had Reese from Carbon 6 on, and this Sunday, Jocelyn from Hop On Brewery Tours drops.
Nice.
It was a super long chat for two reasons.
Yeah, I can't imagine why.
I talk a shitload, Jocelyn talks a shitload, and
Joel's not allowed to talk anyway, so it's fine.
I know, I ask good questions, Jocelyn has long answers, and poor Joel, he's like going, oof, that was like an hour and a half in the car.
Yeah. How short did you want me to cut this down to again?
I know, so he's cut it down into our regular video. And then what we actually have as a bonus...
Is that what the bonus is? The uncut version?
We have a bonus. It's not an uncut version, it's just extra Jocelyn.
Extended edition.
100%, yeah. Which, if anyone has met Jocelyn, and I'd be surprised anyone in the industry who really hasn't or doesn't know of her, would know. She just likes to chat. She's just a legend and can have a word. The American thing probably helps.
Yeah.
It doesn't come up for air all that much.
We've got Jocelyn Cinema Edition and Jocelyn Extended Edition.
And Matt was scared of the camera. He didn't want to come along.
Yeah, fair enough.
But I thought it was really good. And I really enjoyed the chat. And I learned a lot as well about Hop On Brewery Tours as well, which was interesting and fun. So if you're ever up here on the Goldie, Brisbane, or wherever the guys do the tours, just check them out, have a look. And hopefully their goal is to do tours in other places around Australia as well, so like Tasmania and those sort of things. So South Australia,
Penguin,
Yeah. Oh, that'd be great.
I went to Penguin Beer Co.
Yeah?
That's the little town where Matt grew up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Lovely
Little town.
We talked about you the other week because you were down in Tassie, living life and having a good time.
Yeah.
Couldn't make it back for GABS.
I mean, I wasn't living life, and that was the best part of it. I was
got to
I was doing nothing.
You did switch off, which was great.
I really did.
Yeah.
I was out of reception for a lot of it. So.
That was. You weren't at Hiker for the GABS Hottest 100 countdown.
No, sadly, I was sitting. I was going to say by myself. That's not true. I was with my wife and daughter playing silly card games.
Yep.
But sitting in the Whaler, the pub on Salamanca Place in Hobart.
Yep.
Refreshing my phone screen. So,
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it was nice enough.
Did you let out a little woo?
No. I'm not that outspoken, mate. Come on.
Yeah, I know you.
Try to keep my emotions
You're not
inside.
Like me. Yeah, you're not like me at all. I would have cheersed the whole bar.
I was just like, oh, guess what? We got 38. And Lisa was
Yeah.
like, oh, that's great. Well done. And then we kept playing cards. Yeah.
By the way, I've got 3 pair.
Yeah.
Man, that was a great day at East Brisbane, and I'm going to jump ahead to. We'll talk about Beer Can Chicken Day after this, but the GABS Hottest 100 new, like the sub lists came out. So the Hottest 100 indie beers, the Hottest 100 new beers, and the next beers, which is the 100 to 200, came out, which we're pretty stoked with because we were in all those lists. So Cloudscapes was in the next list. I think it was 110.
110, yeah.
110?
Yeah.
Which
so
is
close.
good because we didn't push
So
it,
close.
really. Yeah, no.
I really wanted to get 2 in the 100, but
We'll get 2 in the 100 next year, mate.
I can't complain.
No, yeah. In the indie beers, Horizon jumped up to number 30 from 38. But then, in the new beers, Horizon, number 1.
Best new beer.
Best
There
new
you go.
beer. Kicking goals.
Pretty exciting.
Pretty super exciting. And that's a great effort. I think super proud, and we're stoked.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you to everyone who voted.
Yes.
I've got my hiker hat on at the moment, not my ABV
On
hat.
behalf of Aussie Beer Voyage.
It was great to see, and as everyone has said, I've seen a lot of people saying it on social media and things. That sort of stuff, you sort of want those lists to be released on the day.
Would be nice.
Even if it's at the end of the countdown.
Yeah, wait till it's all finished
Wait till
and
it's
then
all
release
finished
it.
and then release those lists, because you've got all these people in your tap room ready to celebrate, and it's for some breweries like us, like we're a little brewery who had a great amount of people at our venue celebrating.
Yeah.
If that came out, it just would have heightened the experience and just had a little bit more love and enjoyment, and we could have celebrated with all the people who were there.
Yeah. And by the time it's a week later and the lists come out and you go, hey, guess what? We got this.
We put it on social media and everyone goes, yeah, that's great.
Of course, people are happy, but they're like, oh, didn't that finish a week ago?
Yeah, they
like,
don't understand what they are. So
I'm all for finishing the main 100 list first. But like, I don't know, even like 30 minutes later, release the extra lists.
100%. Just have it at a time, like specify a time.
Short attention spans, right?
I don't think that it's going to detract from the Hottest 100 list at all.
No.
And if anything, it's going to make it more powerful because people will be sprouting all of their accolades. Like I did over this week when the new lists came out. I shared all of them. So I think it's that might be one of the only changes I would like, but I would like a brewery venue vote. Each brewery gets one vote for a beer that they liked the most, and they can't vote for their own. I think that would be a cool addition to add.
As in, it's within the brewing industry. The votes are from peers.
That's right.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I think that would be cool. The amount of data that they would have and some cool stuff, I think they could do some really cool lists in there. But mate, Beer Can Chicken Day.
I do like chicken.
I do like beer can chicken. That is fast approaching, and we have that coming up on the.
Oh, look at this calendar.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my goodness!
I've synced
so many
all
things.
the calendars today, and I'm super proud. There's colours everywhere, but I know what it all means.
As he's been so excited about this calendar all day today.
Do you know, because I had to type in the stupid share URL because I couldn't share it from the iPad easily.
It was only like 40 letters long.
Oh, it was longer than that, and
probably.
uppercase, lowercase, and and one of them I had to do twice, so I was pretty pissed off with that. But
now there's too much in there, and I can't find Beer Can Chicken Day. Oh, there it is.
Well, yeah, you can.
I can.
It's right there on February 18th. So, Beer Can Chicken Day. Phil hasn't said that he wants to do anything, but I think that we're going to do something. We're going to do something here. We're going to be cooking chickens in beer. We're going to cooking beer cans inside a chicken. I guess that's how it is on the day.
Cook some chickens in the kettle.
Well, no, I bought a gas bottle today, and Brendan, the legend who he is from Mount Tambourine, he's built us a keg barbecue.
Cool.
To cook a beer can chicken in.
Cool. I hope it's made from a convoy keg. Support your sponsors.
No, I wish it was.
Also, that wouldn't be supporting Convoy. You will have taken a keg off.
Yeah. I have to give them back their...
There's probably still a tracker on it.
Yeah, the tracker and everything. No, it's a ex-Mount Tambourine brewing keg that
nice.
That he was approved for use. So, but yeah, he's pulled it apart and made this barbecue. He's checked it out. He's bringing it in today. I went to Bunnings and bought myself a gas bottle.
Was it like a little rotisserie thing, or what? Like
it's like standing upright.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah. And then here, this is off our
little cardboard box.
Yeah, off our website. This you readers, listeners can't see this, but this is what we have on our website, like on where you can buy
on ABV, right?
On ABV,
not on Hiker. Yeah.
No, on Beer Can Chicken Day.
I was like, I didn't know we had this.
No.
On beercanchickenday.com.
Yeah, Beer Can Chicken Day.
Of course.
So this is
where you put.
That's where you put the
beer can.
The beer.
So you don't.
Yeah. So you just take it out.
That's the can.
Well, it can be. They give you this so that you can use any liquid that you like.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So you take that out, and then you got a slot here for the beer can, and it collects all the juices.
So we've got a drip tray. We've got a drip tray here, and then we've got a little rack with a circular holder and what looks like a big salt shaker, but it's the same diameter as a beer can.
Yeah.
And so...
Well, you can use anything.
You can just chuck the beer can in the rack.
We're going to put the whole beer can in the rack.
Or you can fill this little salt shaker looking thing with,
fill it with
$350 whiskey.
Yeah, and it sits up there. And then on these, so these are little spiky things where you throw on some corn on the cobs. And they sit off on the side.
Very good.
To cook some corn on the cobs while you're doing it. How good is that?
There you go. Where'd you get that from?
Amazon. You can find it on beercanchickenday.com. And just grab the link and buy it. I don't know. Buy one of these things. It's great. And
it is pretty cool, actually.
It is cool. Yeah, and there'll be more stuff up there as we get closer to the day. But yeah,
very good.
For now that's up there. But I'm looking forward to Beer Can Chicken Day. What if you today could go? What beer can are we going to cook? What would you do? Phil and I have had a lot of discussions around this.
I just go for a sour straight up.
Oh, we wanted to use the Goza, the lemon myrtle Goza, and
that would have been a banger.
Cans of those around.
That would have been awesome.
Yeah. I've got a can of Adam beer at home.
Oh, that'd be cool.
I think that might be cool.
That'd be cool. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'd either go for something like really fruity and acidic, or like you're thinking like something super strong and punchy generally in terms of flavors, like a smoked barrel aged beer.
Yeah. Do you reckon
my first thought was you want acidity to sort of break down the meat, but I don't know how much that actually happens.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know either.
It would be different if you marinated it in sour.
You would not believe how much I've had to learn about beer can chicken over the past few weeks. Like, there are myths out there. There are all sorts of TikTok accounts just going against this sort of... There is all sorts of stuff happening.
Oh, well, now you're the official
I
promoter.
own the day.
So
I own the thing. Yeah. So
you can just
we will
correct them all and
ramping it up and start punching this. I need to do some blog posts probably. But yeah. So Beer Can Chicken Day, 2 weeks time. Brendan is bringing the barbecue in today. He reckons he's going to be here in probably about 25 minutes. He doesn't want to get on the microphone, but I'm going to make him. Thankfully, this isn't live, so he can't hear me. So he'll turn up. Which is good.
Yeah, he'll still come. Yeah.
He'll still turn up. He won't get on the mic. He's not that sort of person.
Yeah.
He's a lovely man. Do you need to go and serve?
I believe I might need to go and pour a beer.
Do a little bit of a pause here.
I shall return.
All right, we averted that crisis and served those people.
Beers are poured.
That's exactly right, mate. The IBA calls for support from the government to change the excise. So for those who have to pay excise, pubs and all of those other places as well that are receiving these kegs with added price pressures, the IBA is calling on government support to also help out smaller individual independent breweries. What are your thoughts on it?
Oh, I think it's a massive issue that needs to be addressed. Like, I'm going to come from both sides here.
Yeah.
I think excise tax in Australia is crazy. There's no denying that.
There's about 17 different ways that alcohol can be charged.
Yeah.
Depending on what sort of a producer you are and where in the chain you are.
And I don't know how they calculate this or which website I even saw it on, but apparently, generally, we are the third country in the world in terms of highest alcohol tax.
Yeah, for beer, I think.
For beer, is it?
I think it's for beer, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, like, here's me spouting facts that I can't back up, but I mean, we're up there. We're obviously up there, and it is a bit crazy. I understand.
Well, anyone who's ever travelled overseas,
yeah, totally, exactly,
can know that. It's easy to figure, right?
I understand that the government's trying to promote health, and that's why they tax tobacco so hard, because they want people to stop smoking. But there's also just the cash grab side of it. Like, let's be honest.
Yeah.
It's getting a bit ridiculous, and it's pretty obvious that the whole industry is struggling. And I think even the big guys, even CUB and Lion, 100%. Are struggling in Australia. Luckily,
it's also because hospitality itself is struggling.
Yeah, exactly.
So all of these cost of living pressures are coming into the fold.
Yeah.
Whereas for me, it's like there's so many factors that come into. I don't understand tax at all. I'm shit at financial stuff. Just ask 21-year-old me. But these sort of things, like, for me, the way that the tax for spirits and beer, the way that it's tied to the CPI, why is that the case? It probably was a decent idea way back in the day.
Yeah.
40 years ago, 50 years ago, whenever it was introduced.
Yeah.
Back then, it probably wasn't meant to be used the way that it is now. Because we were a beer drinking nation. We were drinking a lot more beer back then, and we were doing a lot more stuff. But the way that we socialise, the way that we drink, the way that we enjoy ourselves has changed quite dramatically.
Yeah.
But the tax hasn't changed, and the wine industry is... We can keep picking on the wine. The wine still has to pay tax. They've still got their wet that they need to pay. But it's... Their tax is very different to ours.
Very, yeah. Like, luckily, the government leveled the playing field a little bit a few years ago when they introduced the rebate, like the bigger rebate for us, which is now on par with wine. But there's lots of other allowances that wine industry gets.
That's exactly right. So
it's basically just because they export so much. That's the reason
exactly
for
right.
it.
Yep. And the other thing too is that the wine industry align themselves with the agricultural industry. The beer industry is aligned with the manufacturing.
Yeah.
So I think those 2 points are also quite poignant. But people can't afford. Like, people are just going to stop enjoying themselves altogether.
Yeah.
And just go to, they want to sort of go back to drinking passion pop and goon bags. And, and so, like, you can literally buy so much wine with the standard drinks that you're allowable.
Yes.
At so much cheaper with beer. Beer's supposed to be the common man drink, I thought. Like, that was... Yeah. That was it's a social drinking sort of thing.
If they're against rapid intoxication...
Oh man, if you're against rapid...
It's not like having a glass of wine
for rapid intoxication. Yeah. Mate, I will go take you to a bottle shop and I will show you so many different products that you could get to get intox super fast. You can buy...
and they're cheap as anything.
You can buy vanilla essence at Coles.
Yeah.
Well...
I mean, that's... Yeah. Yeah.
It's not cheaper, but you can do it, and you don't need an age restriction. You can buy it as much as you like, and utilise that. If like, I used to do it when I was 16. That's all we used to buy. Bottles of vanilla essence.
Yeah, nice, delicious.
Just a young kid with an idiot brain, but but I mean, what I'm saying is there's so many loopholes through so many things.
Yeah.
And they're worried about beer, which on the whole, small breweries, we're trying our hardest to claw any sort of the market, such as non-alc, low-alc. We're not only trying to be responsible, we're just trying to like give people choice.
Yeah, exactly.
Like our taps alone, like we've got 3.5% beers ready to go.
Yeah.
And then the next one up is a 3.8%.
Yeah.
It's not like we're here with 12 taps of 9% beer, like come in and get smashed. That's not the goal. That's not our idea at all.
No.
We want to share flavour and ideas, and I think that's what the government is missing. They're not looking at the component which is the hardest to measure, which is the same in marketing. You can't measure enjoyment. You can't measure that in marketing at all. It's like almost impossible. You can put in as many tools as you want to measure around it, like, oh yeah, how many people did we get through the door? How many people clicked on the link? There's all these metrics that you can use to measure that stuff, but there's nothing tangible.
No.
Why do people want to come to these places? Because we're a community hub.
Yeah. Yeah.
You come here because you enjoy being here, you get to see people, you have a good time, you're relaxed, the kids get to run around.
There's
nothing different that a winery really offers.
No, I'd say in terms of that side of things, the winery offers probably less generally.
Yeah.
Not all of them, but as a generalisation. I mean, just coming from the other side as well, like, I don't want to go on a Phil rant, but like, so excise is a massive issue generally with this country. It needs to be fixed, 100%. I know where you're going. But you know where I'm going, and Phil's probably already said this.
Yep.
On previous episodes, so I won't harp on it. But like, as an exercise, we put all of the Independent Brewers Association members into a spreadsheet and marked off which ones we knew or were fairly confident were over the excise rebate threshold and were paying excise.
Yep.
And it was like less than 20% of the IBA members are actually paying any excise at all. Yeah. And I'm not saying that those 20% or less of the independent breweries don't need help with excise, because it is a massive thing.
Important and don't need a change or some help.
That they are all the breweries that are really struggling right now. The breweries that are doing big volumes and have tax bills and have all the distribution costs and it's absolutely an issue.
Yeah, I talked about this with Hendo on his podcast, Quality Focus Pro Brewers, where the divide between the small brewers who are under the excise cap and the large brewers who have managed to get their volume up to a point where it's okay is bigger than ever.
It's getting way bigger.
The channel that's in the middle, those middle-sized brewers that are trying to either make the leap or that have been stuck in it as businesses have changed, like the business model has changed, they're the ones in pain. Yeah,
the Valley of Death used to be 200,000 litres to 1 million.
Yep.
Once you cracked 1 million, you were golden. Generally.
Yep.
And I think the literage obviously depends on the average ABV of your beers, but the literage before you hit the rebate threshold is probably still around 200,000 litres.
Yep.
But I saw Marzen from Hawkers post a comment on Facebook the other day, and he's like, that Valley of Death has just widened so far.
Yeah, it has.
And it's now pretty much up to 5 million litres before you're actually selling enough beer via wholesale distribution channels to cover your costs.
There's breweries that are coming into the market aimed squarely at going straight for that 5 million height, like Traveller,
which is crazy.
Strider, all of these.
Unless you got Mick Fanning behind you.
They're just brand. It's just a brand name that they're just trying to push and get up there. Whereas we don't want to be that. Like,
it's such a massive risk.
I can name 20 breweries within probably 15 kilometres of here now that aren't trying to do that at all, that are just trying to build their community,
Yeah.
survive, have a business, and have a fun business, an engaging business.
Yeah.
And the fact that we have to face the same rules as the brewers who are brewing, you know, I'd hate to think they can probably brew in one day at Yatla or at Milton, like at 4X here, than what you do in a week.
Yeah. Oh, more than that.
In a year.
Yeah, in a year.
You know?
Yeah,
like
totally.
they can do in a week there what you do in a year here.
Yeah, I mean, last year we did roughly 60,000 litres.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they've got 50,000 litre tanks.
I'm pretty sure.
So like one batch is
Yeah.
out a whole year of haka. Yeah, easy.
So the economies of scale, it doesn't work, but it's not just on raw materials and all those sort of costs as well.
Yeah.
That tax is the same
Yeah.
across the board for all of us.
Yeah.
Unless you're under that cap, right? So
Yeah.
that's the thing that you were saying. There's that excise cap that if you can stay under it and still produce your beer and sell it through your tap rooms,
Yeah.
that's good, because while it's good for the IBA and everyone to be spouting about, oh, we need the excise caps fluid, that doesn't affect us.
Yeah, and that's my point. Like, I think, you know, it's not an issue that doesn't need attention, and good on the IBA for pushing hard on it in the lead up to a federal election. That's really important. I'm not saying we shouldn't be doing it, but it has seemed like the one focal point for a long time, and the reality is that more than 80% of their members actually aren't affected by it at all. And they wonder why they're losing engagement and losing memberships. And, you know, I mean, that's a bit harsh. But
I think, well, I think too, like, you look at, like, Ben spoke in Canberra, they also have been quite vocal in calling for change when the GABS list came out. Because the lists show, if nothing else, how strong the independent voice is, how strong the independent beer industry is, which is an industry that employs more people than the big brewers do at all. So, I mean, because they've got the money, they've pushed it up so that it's so automated. They need 5 people to run like an entire brewery.
Yeah, totally.
Which is insane.
It's such a massive contribution to the economy.
Yeah.
And to tourism and
that's
all
right.
of it. Like,
yep.
Yeah, it's a bit silly.
I don't know what the answer is. I'm not that smart. But hopefully...
You should just run for Prime Minister, mate.
Maybe we need tariffs. I don't know what they're going to do or how they're going to help us, but it seems to be the in thing at the moment.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on. Something a little bit more positive. Mate, do you remember Tiny Mountain in Townsville?
Sure do.
It's going to reopen.
Townsville? Yeah.
New owners. Have you heard about the Catazania group?
What?
Yes, exactly. Well, you would know them. So they own Valley Hops in Fortitude Valley in Brisbane.
I just didn't know what they were called.
Yeah.
Cut lasagna?
Catazania.
Cut lasagna.
Catazania. Yeah. They also own not just Valley Hops, but they own that whole
hotels.
block pretty much.
Yeah.
And they've got a lot of cool stuff ready to go.
Yeah.
And they're opening up Tiny Mountain again in Townsville with a 1,000 seat capacity venue.
Yeah, it's a big ass venue with a massive car park at the front. So
yeah,
it's good to see. Like, I understand why Lion pulled back from little venues like this, because it was all getting pretty hard. But it is cool to see this being used again. Obviously, you know, Lion have obviously tried to keep the stuff there and on-sell it as a brewery, which is good. And Dave's a legend. It's great to see him being kept on as head brewer there.
Yep.
Very, very cool venue. And Dave's a great brewer.
Yeah, you got some ties to Townsville, hey?
Yeah, I grew up there. So, I've been down in Brisbane for over 11 years now. So I haven't lived there since Tiny Mountain, but I've certainly been back to visit a fair few times. And had a good session with Dave and Chris Sheehan and his wife one day. That was really nice.
Yeah.
And got shown around the brewery, all the very expensive equipment that Lions put in there.
Nice.
Yeah, no, I think Townsville's still got a way to come in terms of the market, but they're getting there, and I assume Valley Hops will do a similar thing to what Lion did, and they'll be making craft beers, but accessible, like gateway sort of stuff.
Yeah, they're not doing 9% double IPAs sort of things. So.
I mean, they're only just across the river from the stadium. It'll be good.
Yep. Yeah, I'm very keen to get up there and check it out. I mean, Brendan has just dropped in. He's got the Chuka barbecue with us,
Mr.
but
Chuka.
he's standing at the bar looking like he needs a beer. I think let's just pause it here and we'll help him out. All right, so Brendan walked in with the Chuka, the beer can chicken barbecue, and it looks pretty amazing. Some photos will be in the show notes, and you can check that out as well.
The Chuka!
It looks like it's great, doesn't it?
It's amazing.
It's so good.
Done a great job.
I can't wait to use it.
It's even got triclams on it, which
it's
pleases me very much.
Yes, it's a fantastic thing. I love it. Mate, we're going to jump on. We talked about Tiny Mountain. We're going to move on to Carl Strauss Brewing. Celebrates 36 years in the craft brewing industry.
Epic.
How many Carl Strauss beers have you had? You would have had a few.
I've had lots of Red Trolley, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah, yep.
I think I've had a few of the Pale Ales, but Red Trolley used to be...
Was it the Tower 10 Tower or whatever?
Oh, yeah, that was the IPA, wasn't it?
Yeah. I had that and the Red Trolley, as you said.
Yeah,
they were my two that I really went for as well.
Yeah.
36 years, man. It's a long
incredible
time, isn't it? So good.
Yeah.
San Diego.
Are they... probably not. I should know this, and they probably aren't, but are they still indie?
I think so. I want to say that they are.
Because that's even more impressive if so.
Yeah. I don't know, honestly. You don't see their beers over here as often as you used to.
No. That's the same with a lot of American stuff, right?
Yeah. Well, there's so many beers over here in Australia. Well, why do we need imports? Yeah,
and they want to spend less on distros, so
100%.
Cutting off Australia is probably one of the first.
Yeah, well, Stone, Sierra, Nevada, they're all doing it. So mate, the US, as is their wont, they have started the American Craft Beer Hall of Fame, and there's a whole bunch of names in here. There's a whole list of nominees.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's kind of cool, isn't it? And I like the US has a lot of Hall of Fame stuff. Around a lot of things. I'm not sure how Hall of Fame works, like whether there needs to be a certain amount of time in the industry or whatever. But so Saturday, February 15th in the west coast of the US is when they're inducting all the inaugural Craft Beer Hall of Famers.
That's cool,
into the thing.
I like the idea of celebrating the people that have got us to where we are.
100%.
That's great.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool names in here. Sam Calagione, founder of Dogfish Head Brewery.
Yeah.
Larry Bell, founder of Bell's Brewery. Ken Grossman, Michael Jackson.
Yeah, nice.
There's so many cool names in there that a lot of people will probably know or have heard. So.
Yeah, cool. I like it. Not a bad idea.
Mate, I don't know what side of the fence you are on politically or environmentally. Climate change is affecting beer.
Yeah.
How do you think that might be?
Well, I mean, climate change is affecting everything because energy, right?
100%.
We're ruining the planet. The more energy we make out of coal and even some of the other methods. Yeah. And we're pretty energy and water hungry industry.
That's right.
So everything's getting more expensive.
Yeah.
No
so
matter
one
where
of the spots where it's really showing up is with hops. When you're trying to grow hops and stuff. So it's not a big deal per se, and then you sort of think, that's not a big deal. But rising temperatures caused by climate change have moved the start of noble hop growing season in Germany, in Chechnya, by 13 days.
Huh. There you go.
So the ripening has also moved to 20 days earlier. And in 25 years' time, that will actually change again to even more exaggeration. And for people who don't know, like that can affect a lot of things. Like in hops especially, it affects 100%. The flavour and aroma so much, the acids that adapt and come up. So
every little variable has a lot of effect on the final product. Yeah,
that's right. So I think you're going to see more of that. Like, because it's brewers want to get the hops. Like, we know a lot of brewers who go and do like the hop harvest and rub the hops and check how the oil's going, and they say, "Oh, we want this batch here." That has an effect.
Yeah, totally.
You need to pick it within a certain window. Like, hops aren't just this thing that just continually grows. You need to pick it within a certain window. Yeah. Get it looked after, right?
Yeah, well, we've got to the point where even like hop growers like Freestyle from, not that they're a farm, but Freestyle hops from New Zealand who source from a couple of different farms, they're selling the same batch of a hop, say Nelson Sauvin. They're selling one 2023 batch of Nelson Sauvin, but you can buy early harvest, mid harvest, or late harvest,
because
and the flavors are different.
So much. Yep.
Right. Yeah. That's good point. And that's not the first thing I thought of, obviously.
No.
When you said climate change, but I mean, where are we going to end up? Probably somewhere where, all these things have to be grown in a controlled temperature.
I was going to say, we have talked on this podcast before about controlled hop growing, where it's grown in a warehouse under lights and stuff like that. Do we need to serve old, mate?
We do need to serve old, mate. Yep. We got
Pause,
a couple of minutes in.
Pause. All right. So, small disruption, but we served everyone, and off we go again, mate. The second to last article that I figured out? I found on the internet. It wasn't that hard to figure out. Imperial yeast, which is the liquid yeast in the US. They've got a seasonal strain. That's their first one for 2025. It's called the Goat, and it's a lager yeast.
Okay.
L18, the Goat, it's called. So it comes from the Bavarian Alps. And what do you reckon? Do you think that you would go for this sort of thing? Like, would you be clamouring to buy this if you could get it easily, or is it the sort of thing you're like, oh,
I mean, it's always cool to try new things. Yeah, I think it gets the public a bit excited as well to try a new hop variety. Probably a bit less so a new yeast strain, but still. I find it interesting that they're saying, it's perfect for brewing a wide range of lager styles. A wide variety of recipes, and then it goes on to say box, my box, and amber lagers.
Which is a pretty skinny range.
You can only use it in really malty lagers, apparently.
That's right.
I mean, they do say and more, but that's interesting.
And as it does say, it's like with a smooth mouthfeel and complementing layered malt profiles. Which, you sort of want to do a decoction mash, I reckon. Have a whole bunch of really cool malts in there doing some stuff. I think it's really cool. I'd give it a crack just to see how it goes. But
I'm assuming it's pretty hard to get in Australia.
Well, I would say so. Yeah.
I've heard of Imperial yeast, but
I've used them before, but not only as a home brewer, not as not commercial. So could be interesting, mate. ZA hops. I don't know how you want to say it.
That's the country code for Zambia, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah, this is a company that this guy started. He owns a brewery over there, and he started a secondary company just so that he could get hops from South Africa and Slovenia. Have you ever used? You would have had Styrian Goldings or something.
I haven't used it. No.
No, okay.
And I have seen a couple of varieties of South African hops on the price lists, and I've never heard of them. I've never tasted them.
Yep.
But
so I've only ever used Styrian Goldings. As a noble hop. Like in a lager. I've never had anything else different. Only because that was at the home brew shop. Where I had, right? but there's a whole bunch of really cool. You know how like Australia and New Zealand seem to have like these hops that give a lot of high level sort of citrus and light citrus tropical sort of flavours.
Yeah.
These South African hops, they sound absolutely delicious.
They sound very similar, don't they?
Yeah, but
I
on,
guess it's
on
a
the
similar
flip side
latitude
of tropical though, like it's sort of more of the berry side that you sort of read, like African Queen, wild berries, grapes, smokiness, Southern Passion, which is like passion fruit with guava, black currant, Southern Aroma, gooseberry, passion fruit, grapefruit, lemongrass and elderflower, Southern Sublime, which is like melon, blackcurrant, coconut, tangerine. Like, there's a whole bunch of cool.
Calendula.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. It's probably like rock melon or something.
Put aside.
Hey, Corey.
Put aside.
Yeah, help yourself, man. Just get a beer.
Yeah, go for it. Put aside 20 minutes next week to talk about calendula, please.
Yeah, we'll do that.
But yeah, no, they sound amazing.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Sound really cool. And then the Slovenian hops are able to be used in a whole bunch of stuff as well. So you got Styrian Cardinal, which is bitterness and herbal notes. Styrian Dragon, which is spicy, earthy, hint of citrus. So this is what's fascinating, right? Like you grow some hops in some new areas, and who knows where they've come from. Originally, like it might have been a plant that came over from somewhere that was delivered, or now it's like a totally new hop genus.
So many things to muck around with.
Yeah. What's your most exciting hop that you enjoy using, that every time you get to use it you're like, oh fuck yeah, I love this beer, I can't wait for this to come out?
I mean,
do you have one? Or
there's a few. Yeah, there's a few. I just open the bag and go, yes. My top three, I would say, are probably
Citrus, Simcoe, and Meg. No.
No, it's Citra, Mosaic, and then Simcoe.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yep.
Nah. I mean, I love Citra. I love Mosaic, obviously. Yeah. But I'd say my top three are probably Nelson Sauvin, Strata, and Idaho 7.
Yeah, okay.
Although Idaho 7 has changed a bit in recent years.
Yeah.
It's not... The crops don't seem to be as punchy as they were when they first started growing it.
Yep.
So, yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with that. Like, it's still good.
Yeah.
I still love the flavour. It just doesn't seem to impart as much as it did before. But
yeah.
Anything with Nelson and Strata, like, that's Cloudscapes. Nelson, Strata, and Citra.
Yep. For me, it was... I really liked... Remember CTZ?
Yeah.
Which was the mixed hop, which was actually two different genuses, but they were so close that they couldn't tell them apart, so they just said that's what it is.
Yeah.
I really love that hop.
Yeah, so good.
New Zealand Mochueka. I love that in a beer. I think it's really, really nice. And Pearl, or Pearl A, I used to use it in Goza.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Which I just love. It was just different.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
Yeah, Pearl's good. It's more of a early edition.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Matty, you got anything else? We're at the end here. We're at 44 minutes or whatever.
I mean...
Nothing else to chat about. You got anything you want to yap about? Or?
No, I don't think so.
The Beer Can Chicken Barbecue sitting over there. I'm looking... I want to crank it next week.
It looks so good.
I'm not even here next week, but I'm going to come in and bring a chicken, I reckon. Just see how it goes. I think we need to do it before Beer Can Chicken Day. Just to make
sure. A little trial run. Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Yeah, massive thanks to Brandon for helping us out doing that. He's built that off his own free will.
Yeah.
Hasn't asked for anything for it. There's a lot of cost that's gone into it. You can tell just by looking at it.
Yeah.
And he's added a whole heap of stuff to it. So yeah, I'm gonna have to shout him a few beers, I reckon.
It looks amazing.
Yeah, I can't wait to crank it. Photos will be on the website. You can check that out as well. And come along to Hiker Brewing for Beer Can Chicken Day. In 2 weeks' time, you can maybe taste some chicken. Depends on how many people come along and if I can eat. But I reckon Phil will be back, and we might be able to do 2 or 3 chickens during the course of a day, I reckon. So people can taste some chicken.
Even before that? as the hiker representative, because
Oh, here we go.
you know, Saturday week,
Yes.
second birthday.
Oh, yes.
Get in there. Saturday and Sunday, Jumping Castle all weekend.
Yes. Yep,
New
that's-
beers, birthday beers, live music Saturday.
It's a big week. The beer can chicken.
Yeah.
Then birthday, second Horizon birthday.
We made it to 2 years.
That's
Pretty cool.
yeah, that's going to be heaps of fun there. Big jumping castle, lots of fun. 2 food trucks over the 2 days. Cake cut on the Saturday. So come along, grab a slice. Kaz is looking after that. I was talking to her the other day. She's pretty excited.
Kaz
so-
loves a cake. We didn't even want a cake last year, and Kaz brought a cake. So.
Kaz will bring a cake along.
Yeah.
So yeah,
No, come and celebrate with us.
100%. Mate, thank you so much for stepping in today.
No worries.
And for thinking for next week as well.
Yeah. I'll be here.
Yep. All right, man. Cheers.
Cool. No worries. Take a hike.
Pour it out.
Typical.
When you're out and about, explode it out. I see you with the mic and chatting news on all things beer. Joined by Phil, Dan, and Matt, or anyone else to join the cheer. Hiker